Thank you. Just briefly, I want to mention that decades of research on students in school across the nation have shown that two factors predict usage rates among young people. One of those factors is availability of a specific drug. The other is how harmful the youth perceive that drug to be. If this statute is passed in Massachusetts, very potent marijuana will become far more available. And states that have passed these laws, the usage rates among young people go up. They perceive it as less harmful, and it's often in their homes. It gets diverted very easily. Among youth who are in treatment in Colorado and California, more than 50% say that they acquired the marijuana that was medicinal marijuana. I'll give you examples. When I was growing up, I'm in the Woodstock generation. You know, the potency of marijuana was 2 to 4% THC. What's available for the most part on the street now, coming from Mexico, is 4 to 6% THC. Medicinal marijuana starts at about 8% THC and goes up to 18%. And there have been reports of cultivation of some strains that are as high as 28%. So this is super grass that would be available to the youth. Several studies have come out during the last decade that show us that human brain development, which we thought ended in the early teen years, actually continues into the mid-20s. And during this time, the brain is very vulnerable to the effect of any substance that changes mood or perception. And researchers have now identified something called the endocannabinoid system that has receptors throughout the entire brain. So the potential of this drug is more widespread through the brain than it is for something like alcohol. These studies have also shown that THC and the other cannabinoids have an effect on both structure and function in the brain that can only partially be reversed. Those of you who are at recovery high, stay clean because your brains will improve. But data now show from a number of large national studies, these are studies of entire nations, that those who start smoking marijuana before age 14 have 2 to 4 times the incidence of addiction, major depression, anxiety disorders, and schizophrenia. If this law is passed and the usage rates climb, as we expect they will, and this very potent marijuana is available to our youth, 10 years from now, we may feel like we need to reopen some of the state mental hospitals to accommodate the additional numbers of schizophrenics in our population. So there's a lot at stake here, and I would urge you all to consider the science when you cast your vote.